No, I think you should call somebody.
Ma'am, are you all right?
I can't breathe.
Oh, God, I think she punctured a lung.
Ah, damn it. Look at my foot. It's already starting to swell up. God, I'm looking forward to this week. Freaking swelled foot all week.
You know, you should probably go ahead and shut that off.
Let me set the scene for you. Just when you thought Blizzard couldn't sink any lower.
As David Gregory says, it's worth $1.2 million.
$1.2 million for this dog?
So one of our stagehands is going to bring it over and tell us why it's so valuable and why it's here in New York City right now.
They found this thing.
Where do they find it?
Well, you know how they find like the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, somebody's got it.
This thing was. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
After the whole, do you not have phones?
Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this just strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Or the Blitzchung debacle.
After this tournament, and he donned goggles and masks, pretty much what Hong Kong protesters wear, of course, to protect themselves from tear gas. And he says, liberate Hong Kong. He said that in Mandarin afterwards. Well, Activision Blizzard, which is 5% owned by one of the largest Chinese companies on the planet called Tencent, they basically suspended Blitzchung for a year and took away $10,000 in his prize money.
Or the laying off 800 employees despite record profits. Just when you thought, after Blizzard released Warcraft 3 Reforged, a game that a strong community desperately was looking forward to, ends up getting delivered in unusable condition.
So this is a one-of-a-kind piece. There's no other one like this particular one in the world. And you can see the tracks go this way. And it's really cool because it records much more accurately than... Oh my God.
Well, that does happen every once in a while. That can't be good. Now, are you done with that then?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
All right.
You thought maybe it couldn't get any worse. Well, this Sunday, a sleepy Sunday here in February, was Dreamhack. And there was a large tournament for Warcraft 3. $25,000 on the line. Two pros facing off. Thorazane faced the favorite, was the favorite to win the competition was Korean professional Moon, who's won hundreds of thousands of dollars in these type of events. A best of three. And Thorazane was robbed. Essentially, due to disconnects, he lost a best of three match 3-2. Because while we'll never know how certain matches would have turned out, there were two matches in which many people I talked to said that he was in an advantageous position, including the casters for the event. In fact, I talked to one esports consultant who I won't name now because I didn't get the permission. But here's some questions I asked. I said, hey, are you going to cover this Thorazane debacle? They replied, yeah, I might bring it up. What an effing clown fest Blizzard is. I go back, am I correct in that they were using... Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you the best part. Disconnect 1 with Thorazane in an advantageous position.
It doesn't do any damage. It's Warden that gets the kills here. Focus fire. What? No. Disconnect. No.
Disconnect 2. Thorazane in advantageous position.
Okay, I don't need a blood mage. I don't need you. You're benched.
Once this...
And looks like another drop just happens.
Oh, wow. Genshin of War gone, and they replayed until then, but you can't replay until like 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
This is so frustrating.
Playing Warcraft 3 Reforged. What did they do? Admit defeat, switch back to Classic, and Thorazane loses. Robbed. Completely robbed. Now, what should Blizzard do here? I don't know who puts up the prize money in this event, if it's Dreamhack or Blizzard, but Blizzard should just pay them both, because this is ridiculous. I said, do you think Thorazane was likely to win before disconnects? Their reply, on the first point, in my layman's opinion, and after speaking to others, Thorazane was in an advantageous position at the time it dropped. And, more embarrassingly, I asked, am I correct that they were also using Reforged twice during the disconnects and then switched back to Classic, where he eventually lost? Their reply, so yeah, just looking at the VOD, they switched to Classic graphics for the last match after Thorazane lost 2 with good starts. Moon won with the Classic. Now, this is not getting very much coverage, I think, because a lot of people are just kind of over. But you see, blame Blizzard's screw-up for Warcraft 3's pros' unexpected defeat. Dreamhack Anaheim 2020 Warcraft 3 Open Cup took place this past weekend. A bevy of games were plagued by performance problems. Pro player Thorazane, by the way, who paid his own way to get there, saw his chances of reaching the semifinals thwarted by multiple disconnection issues. Last weekend's Dreamhack Anaheim 2020 Cup drew in the best and brightest Warcraft 3 players, among them Swedish player Marcus Thorazane. On the cusp of potentially securing an arguable career highlight, the Warcraft 3 pro saw his hopes dashed by performance issues. Having reached the playoffs, Thorazane faced the favorite to win the competition, Korean professional Moon, in the best-of-3 series. 2 heated games saw each other land a win, leaving the match wide open. So at this point, it's 1-1 in the best-of-3. In the third game, Thorazane had victory in sight. A win would have catapulted him to the semifinals, yet the game came to a sudden end when Thorazane disconnected. The tournament organizers called a rematch in an attempt to rectify the performance issues. Moon and Thorazane played the match with graphics reverted to classic version of Warcraft 3. Thorazane took a commanding lead, but again disconnected. The two players jumped into a fifth and final game, free of any disconnects. Moon came out on top and advanced to the semifinals. Thorazane was unceremoniously booted from the competition, losing out on a potential prize pool of between $2,000 and $7,500, and the bragging rights afforded to the one besting one of Warcraft 3's best players in the world, despite this being ahead of a 3-and-out of total 5 games. I'm sorry, and this despite being ahead in 3 of 5 games. Now, we don't know for a fact that he would have won. Maybe Moon would have come back. Problem is, we're never going to know. The disconnection issues hit other matchups throughout the competition. Pro player and Dreamhack competitor Matt, I don't know. Matt took to Reddit to highlight very similar experience. Being here in Anaheim, I can tell you these drops have been happening the entire tournament. In my first BO3, best of 3 versus So Sorry Man, we played 5 games with 2 drops after 20-minute games. Absolutely unacceptable. Blizzard was here yesterday, saw it, knew about it, and left. And no one from their side bothered to do anything about it or even acknowledge the existence. Blizzard's inability to offer a stable build for professional level offline competition is the latest chapter in Warcraft 3 Reforged's troubles journey. The events at Dreamhack won't come as a surprise to anyone who's followed Reforged's disastrous launch. While the performance issues at Dreamhack will hamper the resurgence of the competitive Warcraft 3 esports scene, the impact on Thorazane is a much more personal one. He offered the following tweet of this weekend's. I want to thank these people for the ton of help and practice you offered me. It helped a lot as I grew as a player, but in the end, I guess it didn't even matter. Savage. Savage. Now, rallying behind the player, the community has the intention set up a GoFundMe with the intention of raising the minimum amount Thorazane would have begged had he won his match against Moon. Whether Blizzard will be pushed to finally fix the issues is neither here nor there. And here's the GoFundMe, and I'll leave this linked as well. I'll throw in some money too. It's sad that we have to be the ones that pay for it, but the alternative is nothing's going to happen. I mean, when you look at people watching it in real time, Reforged graphics ruining Dreamhack. Now, even the casters are confused what's going on. Neo thought a tower was a burrow and had to wait for an observer to click on the lounge to know it's lounge. Neo has been casting Reforged graphics since the start. It's really no excuse. If it's poor graphic design, no one knows what's going on. Blizzard, how is it possible that the maps and environments in pre-alpha version of this game looks a lot more stunning than the final release? The tournament was really fun for me personally. The low bitrate of the stream was the bigger issue than the Reforged graphics and the desync. I mean, they had 25,000 people. But you talk about what's leading to this. Thorazane disconnected against Moon in LAN tournament, which is pathetic. Okay, had potential to win, edit twice. He disconnects twice in matches he's ahead. Unacceptable to have players play on such a broken game. Blizzard truly destroyed the game for competitive and non-competitive players now. Most of us have issues with the join bugs and terrible ping, and they can't even make sure LAN players can play a normal game. Okay, he disconnected again. I have no words for this. At this point, they should refund everyone and go back 12 months into development before releasing a proper game. I asked myself, who will return the Thorazane lost game and a good chance to win this tournament? He played really well, and he didn't just lose money. It's a quite prestigious tournament, or at least that's what it looks like, and he lost undeservedly. Delivering a game in beta status is awful to customers, but launching it in a way that isn't even stable in LAN is unforgivable. Is so disrespectful to the guy who has wasted money and time to play in this tournament. That's not the way to attract pro players. Well, it's not the way to attract competitive or casual players either. And you know, Blizzard Esports is basically a bare bones department now. Many of those laid off last year when they laid off 800 were from the esports department. At Blizzard, the layoffs appear to have only affected non-game development departments such as publishing and esports, both of which were expected to be hit hard. Well, again, in record years. Laying off hundreds in record profit years. And just the state of Warcraft 3 is unacceptable. And you know what? I did this with Fallout 76 and Anthem, and I kind of regret it because I know that there are a lot of people that really enjoy this game, all right? I know that there are a lot of people that still enjoy Reforged, all right? But to have not one but two crucial disconnects, essentially, you're not going to convince me otherwise that Thorazane got robbed of the upside here. And that happened on a national stage. There were something like 20,000, 25,000 people watching, and everybody saw it. What does that do for reputation? How does Blizzard not come out today and say, you know what? We're going to give you this money because we screwed up. I mean, it's ridiculous the state that this game is in, and players still love it, and they just want the game to work, and it's so painful. Many people have emailed me like, dude, we need help, but please give us a break. You know, don't bash it too hard. We just want Blizzard to fix it. And that breaks my heart because their passion for the game and their love for the game seems to be completely ignored by Blizzard. And here we are a month after release and we're still having really basic connection problems. It's unforgivable. Blizzard needs to fix this now, and they also need to make things right for Thorazane. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Listen, just walk right up. And I tell you, it's very safe, it's durable, and
Carol,
it's lightweight.
You're scaring me.
So really, see,
Wow.
now it's locked in place, okay? So really, you say,
Oh God, Harold, are you okay?
actually I didn't have it locked. You have to lock it.